Alright, so now that we figured out who arranged that crank caller to come after Nikki, we could find who this person really is and why he decided to have him go after Aiden's family. Here we are.
So this guy threatens my family and wants to meet. He knew exactly how to get my attention. Fine, I'll take the bait.
Let's do this. Since I know we're going to be going into battle soon, I figured I'd set up the barricades.
The data flows are split. There must be 2 CTOS boxes.
There we go.
What the hell is this? Bellwether.
Must be some type of code. Obviously it is.
I knew you'd find me. You always were one for a mystery. How are you, Aiden?
Damien Branks. The hell is he doing?
I hope you don't mind the games. Wanted to see if you'd lost your edge. We need to talk. And, you'll want to be quick. Breaking in like you did tripped an alarm. This isn't what I had planned for us. But we're about to be interrupted. Come find me. I'll pick someplace nice.
Why would he harass my sister? We haven't spoken since the Merlot.
They're coming. You better run.
Looks like there's a new target for all you hitters out there. Drop what you're doing and get on it.
Good thing we're in an area where there's a bunch of traps that I can hack to my advantage. Here comes the best one. Oh man. This is great. This is so great. See that last guy over there.
He's right there! I'll take him! Don't let him get away! He's armed!
Do I have any grenades? I wish I could use an IED, but yeah, man, I gotta work with what I have. Is that... There we go.
All right, Damien. Let's talk.
Alright, we're gonna find out what Damien's deal is with Aiden and why he did what he did.
Clever boy. Picks on me.
Damien.
Tell me you miss me.
You had that punk call my sister. Why am I here, Damien?
You're always so grim, Hayden. My God. Don't you ever loosen up? I want my partner back. Me at the computer, you in the field doing the manly work. I'm here to help you. We both want the same things. Answers? Who attacked us? And I happen to know that you've hit a wall. Yeah, I figured. So, I come bearing glad tidings. The Merlot.
The Merlot. The Merlot was your fuck-up.
Bullshit. You bailed on a perfectly good scheme. No one would have found out if you had just stood by me.
6-year-old girl. My niece died because you went too far.
Oh, you're adorable. Blaming your family problems on me? Damien crossed the line, he made the Batman angry. What about me?
What about you?
You're not the only one suffering. They made me a cripple. They took everything from me. What you say? That's what binds us together.
You got nothing I need.
There was another hacker. There was a second hacker. And I know how to find him.
And let me be, Damien. But you can't do it on your own. You need me. Your big problem is... I don't need you.
Don't walk away. This is a lead.
Thanks for the tip. I used to look up to Damien. Taught me how to ferret out weak code and exploit it. But I taught him how to do the same without a computer. People can be more vulnerable than their systems. We were a strong team. After Lena, I was done with him. I didn't waste time thinking about him. And now he's creeping back in. I need to know what he's got on the Merlot.
To be honest with you, I don't think I've watched that cutscene with it happening in the rain. Like, it really set the tone, it really set the vibe, and that's what I really enjoyed this time around. Alright, we got 3 CTOS towers, so might as well hack those to find some collectibles to hack. I do want to talk about the first reveal that we ever got for Watch Dogs. I remember specifically that infamous gameplay demo that we got at E3 in 2012, where we saw what this game looked like back then. And I'm not gonna lie, dude, this game looked so damn good from what we saw in the demo that was shown at that E3, and we all were under the impression that this is what the game was going to look like, that this is what we were going to experience from what we saw in that demo. But unfortunately, when we got the final product, we were fooled. We were fooled like the fools we were. Like, I get it, the game was still in development of that time, so obviously there were things that they had to dial back on and downscale to ensure that the game would be optimized for the hardware that they were intending to develop the game on. But even then, like, what we saw in that gameplay demo, like, the fact that we didn't get something like that in the final product, it just sucked. What I mean specifically is just the graphical fidelity that we had in that demo in comparison to what we have in the final product. Like, don't get me wrong, in the final product, the game still looks good to some extent, but it just doesn't look as good as what we saw in that gameplay demo from E3 2012. I'm not even gonna lie, dude, ever since Ubisoft pulled that stunt on us, I legit thought they were gonna do the same exact thing with Watch Dogs 2. And I'm not gonna lie, they kind of did something like that with Watch Dogs 2, but only to a certain extent. I remember watching a side-by-side comparison of the graphics and overall fidelity of what Watch Dogs 2 looked like in its gameplay demos in comparison to what we got in the final product, and it's clear that there were some changes made to the lighting in order to ensure that the game looked pretty good. But even then, like, the lighting didn't look as good as it did in the final product. At the end of the day, like, I genuinely wish Ubisoft didn't do that type of shit, because it really just made us look bad for believing that this is what we were gonna get. This is how the game was going to look like in the final product. I'm gonna try to put links to those videos down in the description so you guys can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Oh, I didn't know there was a camera there. And I've done this so many times. Why hack the door when I can just explode the side of the fence? Now, I could be wrong, this is just my personal take, but the graphics in this game still look pretty damn nice, and they hold up really well almost 10 years later. Obviously, nowadays, I do notice a lot more jagged edges around specific surfaces within the environment, but all in all, like, the graphics still look pretty nice, and this game still looks beautiful all these years later. I forgot that other one. There we go. Alright, we hacked every CTOS tower in the loop, so now we have all these collectibles that we can finally hack. I do want to go to a clothing store. I want to give Aiden some new threads. I have noticed over the years that there were specific modders that were able to put together graphics mods to enhance the fidelity and overall graphics of Watch Dogs to make it look somewhat close to what we had in the 2012 gameplay demo at E3. And I'm not going to lie, some of the stuff that I saw was pretty darn good. Here we are. So we got the clothes from doing the digital trips, and we also got some threads from the downloadable content that I ended up downloading for this game. Let's try to buy some ordinary threads first, so that way we can have something to use if we get tired of using the DLC outfits. Oh shoot. I didn't realize I was running out of money. You know what? I'll just buy that. I'll buy that last one. Alright, there we go. We'll use the Bloom Agent outfit. This one I really like. I do want to add one more thing in regards to the graphics of this game. One of the things that I had noticed from playing Watch Dogs over the years was back when I played this game on the PlayStation 3, what I noticed was that if you wanted to get more detail within the environment, you had to go to the settings and change the calibration level, more specifically the brightness level, in order to get more detail within the environments. Like for example, if you were to lower the brightness levels, you would end up getting more crispier shadows, you would get more detail within the grounds, you would see more cracks on the sidewalks and all that kind of stuff. And this would happen if you ended up changing the brightness levels to go at a lower value. Now you do risk not being able to see things within your surroundings easily, but it was something that I noticed from playing the PS3 version of Watch Dogs. Looks like we got the last CTOS tower in this district. This looks cozy. I'm not gonna lie. Time to put Aiden to sleep. That's another thing too that I like about this game. It actually has a full-on day and night cycle. Alright, so we found out who the person was that arranged that crank caller to stalk Nikki earlier on in the story, and it turns out that the person who did all that was Damien Brinks, Aiden's former friend. After hearing more from Damien's side, it looks like he wants to get Aiden to come back and work with him so they could find out about this other hacker that was involved in trying to steal some information during the Murloc job. But Aiden, he has his motives as well, and he still is insisting that he goes about it solo. But if there's one thing that I've learned from playing through this game multiple times, it's that Aiden, as much as he wants to admit it or not, this is something that he is not going to be able to do entirely by himself. So, reluctantly, he's going to have to work with Damien to some extent. But now that we got that done, we were able to hack the remaining CTOS towers that were in the loop and in Parker Square, which allowed us to see the locations of all of the collectibles that are scattered in those respective districts. I'm going to end up going after those collectibles in my spare time, along with doing some fixer contracts and gang hideouts, although I might do some gameplay where I end up doing one of those contracts as well, so be on the lookout for that. But I want to know from you guys, what do you make of the controversy surrounding the graphical downgrade that ended up happening with Watch Dogs, with what we saw in the gameplay demo from E3 2012 in comparison to what we got in the final product? Also, do you think Ubisoft is still doing this to some extent with their current titles, or do you think they've learned their lesson in regards to that? Let me know in the comments down below. I want to know what you guys have to say. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, you're more than welcome to drop a like on it. And if you enjoy this type of content, you're more than welcome to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. It's been your boy Discreet, and I'll catch you in the next video.